everyone. Welcome to John Tester. Let's try that again. Welcome to Grounded with John Tester and Maritza Giorgio. How you doing, Senator?
I'm doing good. We finally got winter. I mean, we had summer all winter long, and now, it was below zero last night. So,
What?
yeah, telling you, yeah,
It was
10,
below zero where you are?
10 below or so. We got a bunch of snow. Need some more moisture of any kind. But yeah, it's cool.
I
So we're doing
am.
good.
I'm not ready apparently because I forgot to put my microphone on. So let's do that. Let's
That's
fix
okay.
it.
It's better. People can't hear it. No, I'm just kidding. That wouldn't be nice. No, put your mic on so people can hear you.
There we go. I've got my mic on.
I
Okay,
couldn't tell the
so
difference, by the way. I can't tell a lick of difference from where I'm sitting.
you really can't?
Uh-uh. Go ahead.
All for show?
Well, let's
Oh,
talk
all
about some
right.
headlines.
Okay, well, hold on. We gotta tell people what's going on today. We have our guest. Last week
Okay.
we had our students from Georgetown who were wonderful. We had so much great feedback from that conversation about how they gave people hope. And really, when we think about hope, and when I think about hope, I look at the future, right? And today we have a very special young man. He hosts the podcast Now You Know with Knowa De Baraso. He's made quite a splash in his career. And here's the really important part. He's 14 years old.
And he doesn't spell his name Noah,
Right.
Noaha. He spells it Knowa. So,
Because he
that's
knows.
that's right.
Because he knows. One last thing before we get in headlines. I watched this movie last night called Nuremberg. I know you haven't seen it, Senator, but I assume you know what it's probably about.
I don't.
Nuremberg, the Nuremberg trials after
Okay. Alright.
after
Yeah.
okay, and let me just say, this movie had me, emotional, and it had me really thinking about a lot of things, and I think it's an important movie to watch and understand. It follows this psychiatrist who basically interviewed and monitored these Nazis at like Hermann Goring after they were captured and as they went through the Nuremberg trials. And one of the things that really stuck out to me was he was trying to figure out what made them different than anyone else. And he was criticized because he kind of said, well, they're not different and this could happen anywhere. And the only reason this happened is because people let it happen. And so I've been thinking a lot about that, and I just wanted to, kind of put that out there. The movie is out streaming now, so go check it out. It really caused me to think a lot about a lot of things that we're seeing right now. Okay. Anything else before we get to headlines?
I think it's by the way, as you know, I have a minor in psychology, and I think that psychiatrist was spot on, because it's a fact. It can happen anywhere, and these kind of things happen because people let it happen. I think what we saw in Minnesota is a great case study of folks who didn't wanna let it happen, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing in Congress are about a little over half the folks that wanna see it happen, obviously, or they'd stand up and do something about it. And the problem is they should have done something about it when they appointed the folks to the cabinet who were unqualified, and they didn't. And it keeps going on and on and on, and the longer they wait, the tougher it's gonna be to maintain our democracy. Just a side comment.
Yeah, I think it's a good point and, really impressive movie. Okay, so let's talk about headlines here before we get to Noah. Um, the American death toll in Iran is now at 13 after a refueling plane crashed over Iraq this week. I want, though, to play something that happened at the Pentagon this week because Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth addressed the press. What press was there? And he waited more than 8 minutes to even mention the loss of those troops. But here's what he really focused on and pressed on.
Passing hour, we know, and we know they know, that the military capabilities of their evil regime are crumbling. They can barely communicate, let alone coordinate. They're confused, and we know it. Our response? We will keep pressing. We will keep pushing, keep advancing. No quarter, no mercy for our enemies. Yet some in this crew, in the press, just can't stop. Allow me to make a few suggestions. People look up at the TV and they see banners, they see headlines. I used to be in that business, and I know that everything is written intentionally. For example, a banner or a headline, Mideast war intensifies, splashing on the screen the last couple of days, alongside visuals of civilian or energy targets that Iran has hit, because that's what they do. What should the banner read instead? How about Iran increasingly desperate? Because they are. They know it, and so do you. Admit it. Or more fake news from CNN. Reports that the Trump administration underestimated the Iran war's impact on the Strait of Hormuz. Patently ridiculous, of course. For decades, Iran has threatened shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. This is always what they do, hold the strait hostage. CNN doesn't think we thought of that. It's a fundamentally unserious report. The sooner David Ellison takes over that network, the better.
Okay. I have a lot of thoughts about that. I bet you do too. First of all, war in Iran intensifies is not an incorrect banner. It's actually
Right.
pretty nonpartisan banner without opinions, which is what the news is supposed to be.
By the way,
Um,
previous to that statement, he also said that there was gonna be more bombs dropped yesterday or the day before yesterday, whenever that conference was, whatever that news conference was, than ever before. So they're supposed to say the war isn't intensifying? Come
right.
on.
There's
No,
nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna
But
take
he wants state
this
media.
yeah, I mean, this is a fact. You go ahead and do yours first. I'm a little pissed off about the
Let's hear it.
Secretary of Defense or War or whatever the hell he wants to be called today. Okay, so he gets up, he says we're gonna drop more bombs than ever. There's a banner that comes across the screen that says war intensifies. He wants it to say something else. Well, he is right. He used to come from that news. He used to work for Fox News, and he just said, these banners are put up for a reason. So we know that now that Fox News puts bullshit banners up all the time to reflect not reality, but reflect an agenda, which is just what he said. And that is a fact because he didn't like folks putting the news up, the banners up that were reflective of reality. And here's another one. And you're probably going to get to this. Brendan Carr, the head of the FCC,
I like
comes
it.
out right after that and says, if these guys are going to do this, we're going to pull their license. I'm going to tell you something, folks. Freedom of the press is really important in this country. And the president has talked about real news being fake news and fake news being real news. And now you got the head of the FCC, who, by the way, I work with. I know that he knows better, who says we're going to turn this country into a fucking communist dictatorship. It's unbelievable. And Congress sits there on their hands. There's a few of them shots. A few of the Democrats spoke out. But Congress sits there on their hands and does nothing? Really? This is the country you want? Where when the press speaks up, you've got a goddamn alcoholic as the Department of Defense secretary saying you can't do that? What a bunch of crap. There is a reason, Marisa Giorgio, that there are certain networks that don't get awards like the Cronkite Awards. And you pointed this out to me. And the reason for it is because they're entertainment, they ain't news. And so if Hegseth, working for Fox News, wants to have crayons, banners, whatever the hell you want to call it up, that are reflective of a political agenda, that's fine. Go live in Russia. Go live in mainland China. That's where that kind of attitude is accepted. Not here. Not in my backyard. Not in the United States of America.
I think you said it really well. We'll unpack a little bit of that because I was gonna talk about shots and what happened. I wanna break down a little bit of that. So, he's criticizing CNN for their banner, which was not an inappropriate banner or a false banner or, not factual. Siobhan makes a good point too in her comments that it's 13 US troops that we know of at this point, right? That we know of. There's been
That's
a
right.
lot of chaos. We're in the fog of war. Um, he also said that CNN's reporting that they underestimated the impact of shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. Well, it's shut down. And he said, "Look, it's open. It's open. It's just that, Iran might shoot at you if you go through it." So, if they didn't underestimate it, where's the plan? Where's the plan? But here's the other thing, and I'm going to put up Senator Mark Kelly's response to this. You heard him say, "No quarter, no mercy." That's not just a line, that that means something. So, Senator Kelly talked about this, I've seen a lot of people in military talk about this. That means to take here's what Kelly said, "An order to give no quarter would mean to take no prisoners and kill them instead. It would violate the law of armed conflict. It would be an illegal order. It would also put American service members at greater risk. Pete Hegseth should know better than to throw terms around like this." A legal order, Senator, we've heard that before. We've heard that before, and that's in fact what they're investigating Mark Kelly for. There's just a lot here. There's just a lot here, and go ahead.
We've had Senator Kelly on our show. I like Mark Kelly a lot. I think he's somebody that's fully capable to run for president of the United States. Uh, but he gave too much credit to the Secretary of Defense. He said he knows better. I don't think he does know better. Quite frankly, he is not qualified for that position. Mark Kelly has said that, and Mark Kelly is right. And I don't think he knows better. He doesn't know better. It's a fact this guy drinks a lot of booze. And it isn't just on Saturday Night Live parodies that he does it. He does it in real life and has done it for a long time. I think he is just as mentally incompetent as the President of the United States.
It just reminds me of a little boy playing Battleship, the way he gets up there, and there's not this moment, this somber, serious moment from our leaders that shows they even care about the loss of life, anyone's loss of life. And let's not forget about those children in that school. I mean, as a mother, I just can't even it's just too much. It's just too much. And I'm very disappointed that we're not seeing more of our leaders express like actual severe condolences for this moment that we are in where people are dying.
I just wish there was some accountability here. I just wish there was some accountability. I kept saying they were spending $1 billion a day on this war. Today, I heard it's $2 billion a day. We've lost 13 lives that we know of. Um, how many are injured and hurt? I can't tell you, but it's probably in the hundreds of U.S.
100 that we
citizens
know of, that we know of.
of, and then thousands, probably tens of thousands, I don't know, in Iran, that have been killed. You just there has to be oversight. There has to be some adults in the room, and right now, the only adult in the room is General Kane. That's the only adult in the room, and remember, he's the guy who said, "We don't have the munitions, we don't have the support of our allies to do this." And now the Strait of Hormuz is being blocked, and we're asking our allies to come in and help us. Why? Because it's been our allies that have run the procedures to keep that strait open, and they're not there because they've seen what this president has done all around the world, whether it's Greenland, whether it's Canada, whether it's Denmark, whether it's Venezuela. It doesn't matter. They've seen what he's done, and I don't think they trust him. They've seen what he's done with Putin in Ukraine. They've seen where he says one thing and another thing happens. And that's the thing about the media, okay? So the media tells us that, you know, the gas prices are high, and the administration says, well, they're raising a little bit. They went up 50 cents a gallon. It's probably more today because that's a couple days old. It's probably up to 60 cents a gallon now. And so these guys are telling it's raining out there when they're really pissing on our feet. And the fact is this isn't the direction this country should be going right now. That our service member at risk, they need our support. If they're going to fund this effort going forward, what I would tell the Congress people is pay for it. Pay for it. Don't put it on the next generation's dime. We're going to hear from a kid from that next generation. Don't put it on their credit card. Pay for the damn war effort. It's time to do it. We've been in the Middle
Well,
East for 5 years and we haven't paid for it yet.
this morning, Energy Secretary Chris Wright was on Meet the Press, and he said this pain at the pump is short. This is their line right now: short
Yep.
term pain, long term gain. And he says that the price, the it will only last a few more weeks. So that's the first I've heard this is only going to last a few more weeks. Because I also heard this week that when asked when this will go on, when Trump will know this is over, that he'll know because he'll feel it in his bones. And then he also spun the gas prices as, good for America because it's good for our oil companies.
It's good if you're an ultra billionaire, because they're making money on it. If you're a regular person has to fill their car up with gas or the tractor up with diesel, it's hard. It's real hard.
So here's
And
what
by the way, it's
yeah.
been hard when there's been energy prices before, but those energy prices were high because of not an intentional war. And this is an intentional, not very well thought out war.
Here is what you were talking about, with Brendan Carr, the chair of the FCC. Basically saying that, coming after the broadcasters, threatening them, and that it's very important to bring trust back into the media and time for change. And they have a chance now to correct course before their license renewals come up, and that's what you were talking about, and, Senator Brian Schatz of Hawaii said, "This is a clear directive to provide positive war coverage, or else licenses may not be renewed. This is worse than the comedian stuff, and by a lot, the stakes here are much higher." He's not talking about late night shows, he's talking about how a war is covered.
Yep.
So we already talked about that, but yeah, I mean, they're advocating for state media.
The other thing is the war is there's no media there covering this war from the United States. It is done secondarily. And so
Well,
they've
CNN was there, but under with permission. CNN
okay,
was there, but with permission, yes.
unlike previous encounters, unlike previous wars, the media were getting out of this war. Let me put it this way, because you never say anything that's a blanket statement. But the coverage we're getting out of this war is not anything like it was during the war, the other wars in the Middle East. It is very, very, very limited, and you just about have to go to some other BBC or Reuters or something like that to get coverage of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, shocking. Okay, one last thing. I mean, we need to mention TSA officers miss their first full paycheck, as this partial government funding shutdown is still going on. I've seen certain airports actually putting out calls for help, like food donations for their TSA workers. So if you are traveling, say thank you, be polite, like talk to those agents because they're going through a really tough time right now as we do this. And the last headline before we get to Noah, he's being
I
very
just
patient. Go ahead.
just one other thing, if you didn't just say it, because I was just reading the comments, but um, if you're flying, make sure you make extra effort to thank those folks for the job they're doing. They're doing a hard job, and it's tough when you're not getting paid. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it really is tough. And they're there to keep us safe. Let's not forget why they're there to keep us
yeah,
safe. Okay, this is the last headline that's just, I mean, uh, very, I don't even know what to say about this. Okay, we have a new dime, and it's to celebrate America's 250th birthday. But there's something missing out of this dime because there's an eagle on it, and usually it has arrows in one. What are they called? Like, what are their talons, right? Sorry,
yes,
I'm
that's
not
it.
awake yet. We have arrows in one talon and olive branch in the other for peace. Guess what's missing?
No olive branches anymore. This is the president says he wasn't going to start any wars. He was going to stick with America first.
The
And
peace president.
yeah, peace president got a peace prize from the lady from Venezuela. What can I say?
Yep.
It's pretty obvious. Especially when, the people are not only talking about Venezuela and now talking about Iran, but now they talk about Cuba, they talk about Greenland. Um, if we have any friends when this administration's over with, I'll be shocked.
Well, there's always Russia, Senator. All
Jesus. Don't tell me. Lived
right.
with tho lived with those assholes my whole life, and now we're we took off the restrictions on Russia now so they can sell oil. And make more money to fund a war in Ukraine who's fighting for democracy, and we're helping the dictatorships uh, get rich. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
We don't even talk about that in depth, but, all right, we have a very engaged group with us live today, and I'm here for it. I love it. We love hearing from you guys, so keep it up. And I think you're gonna really have a lot to say because we are gonna transition now and bring in our guests. Noah De Baraso, the host of the podcast, Now You Know, with Knowa De Baraso. So let's bring him in. Hey, Noah, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
We can
I
hear you.
I can hear you. I gotta turn my volume up a little bit, but I can
Yeah.
hear you.
You cannot imagine how excited I am to be here with John Tester right now. And Maritza, it's so great to meet you.
Well, it's great to meet you, Noah, but tell me more about that because I've heard a few things.
Yes.
Tell me why you're so excited to be here with John.
Yes. So, uh, John Tester is one of my favorite people to ever enter public service, and I do not say that lightly. Because on election night, I was torn between the main election and John Tester. And I don't know if you guys know, but when you're watching an election, you can only really have one up on the screen that you're paying full attention to. The main race in the whole entire country was John Tester. There is no better public servant, I will say, in modern history than John Tester, really.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Noah, when you run for president, I'll be your vice president, okay?
I love John Tester. We're going to have a great conversation. We really are.
Okay, but
I'm
can you tell us more about tell us like
Yes.
how John Tester came on your radar
Yes.
and why you love him so much?
Let me tell you, John Tester is a public servant, I wanna say a farmer, and his family, Charla, and everything like it, and his family that he takes care of is just so wonderful, and there's not many voices like that in Washington, it's really not, and I tried to tell everyone around me here in Georgia about John Tester, and they were on the same level of knowledge as me, with John Tester, and I find John Tester to be such a great public servant, and please tell Charla I say hello.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Please, please. And
She's
John Tester, I have a question, Imma just go for it.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
for it.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
ride the tractor?
Yeah, you're damn right you can ride it. You not only can
Really?
ride. No, stop. We're gonna go further than that. Before you get off that tractor, you're gonna be running that tractor,
We're
okay?
gonna run the tractor. Now I gotta
I'm
go to
gonna
Montana.
I'll be sitting in the buddy seat. You'll start out in the buddy seat, and we'll do a couple rounds, and then you're
Maritza,
gonna
you've
end
ever
up.
been to Montana?
I live in Montana. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
do?
I do.
Yeah,
That's how this whole thing got started.
I
no,
thought it was a DC Montana collab.
yeah, no, but you're right. She is very DC, Noah.
Yeah.
She's very.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell is that supposed to be?
Yeah.
She claims to be a Minnesotan, which is bad enough. Okay, so to
Sorry,
think
no, I'm swearing
think
around
she
you.
wasn't from Montana is
Oh, that's funny.
perfectly logical. Perfectly logical.
John
Um,
Tester, I have this thing, it's like I used to like a year ago, I was like, "Why didn't John Tester just move to DC?" It's DC, it's so nice, it's amazing. Why did John Tester just move to DC?
Why did I move to DC? Because that
Why don't you move to DC?
why don't can I just be honest?
Yes, please.
We've had a bunch of people move to Montana, and that's cool as long as they don't want to change Montana, but they're trying to. But the reason I don't live in DC is, and this I'm coming from Montana when I said this. They got about 3 months out of the year where the weather's good, and the rest of it, it's either too hot or too cold. I'm just telling you. And in Montana, we've probably got 5 or 6 months where it's entirely livable, maybe 7 or 8 actually. This year, it's been livable damn near all year round. So that's why I'm real Nordic, and I don't like humidity and heat combined together, and I don't like humidity and cold combined together. But I do. I think the weather there, excuse my French, it sucks. Okay, it just sucks. All right, and so
Well,
that's why I
John,
don't
now,
live in DC.
Senator, I have a question for you toward the end that we're gonna keep for the end. But how are you both?
Well, I'm glad you care. Maritza's she's a little slow this morning. I'm just going to tell you, she's not on her A game.
true.
Uh, yeah, is that? I mean, that's the way it is. But I'm fine. No, we're doing good. How about you, Maritza? How are you doing?
I'm okay. It's just one of those mornings. I'm just kind of dragging this morning, and the news is just really feeling overwhelming to me today. And I'm just gonna say that candidly because, we gotta be real here. That's the whole point is to be real and authentic. And, most days we power through it, but there's just a lot right now. There's just a lot. Noah, how are you doing? How are you doing with all this? Because I mean, I you and my son are the same age, like a few weeks
Really? Is that
apart.
so?
That's so. He's a few weeks older than you.
How what
But
month? What month?
September is his birthday, September 28th,
So I'm gonna come
2011.
to Montana around then, and
We'll have a
we'll
birthday party on the farm, it's
absolutely,
great. Okay.
absolutely.
So, I think he's pretty informed because he has to live with me, right? But you have to be I mean, the amount of knowledge that you have about politics and our
I
political system
appreciate
and
it.
the news you consume is intense. So how are you doing with all this? How are you
Yes.
staying, sane and grounded and also continuing to be a 14-year-old? Like, I hope you're having fun too.
Let me tell you something. I absolutely have fun while doing the work. Let me tell you, I go out to California and I have fun in California while doing the work. So the work continues and the fun continues. And fun is pretty much anywhere. But look, there's more important to focus on. There's so much going on, and you'd be shocked, Maritza. The only news I really keep on is scripts because of how much I've been on there, and
Really?
how
Yeah.
much love they have, and it's a wonderful so I keep it on in the background for support because it's on that television. But I really do not keep up with television news. I get it straight from the source, straight from the words. And so for me, I see it straight from the words, but I think the people, the average American here watching politics are seeing the pictures and the dramatic voices and the scary situations and hearing it on television, and it's 10 times scarier. But if you're getting it straight from the source, I only think of three things. What can I do about it? What's the other two? Really, what can I do about it? What can I do to solve this? And how can we put an end to this? Because that's the only thing you can really do about it.
So a long time ago, I was 14 years old. Okay. And I was working,
Recently, John Tester, recently.
yeah, I was working on whether I was going to make, uh, the basketball team, whether I was going to be able to do that or not. And, what got you interested in public policy? Because I'm going to tell you, you're one of a kind. I mean,
I
you
appreciate it.
really are. You really are.
And you're one of a kind up in Montana, Senator. You really are.
What got you interested in politics and public policy?
Because it's so important. You cannot just sit idle. At least for me, you cannot just sit idle and let it happen. Before I did this, I was in streaming. I love streaming and vlogs and Roblox and everything like that. And all of that is cool, but I cannot just sit back and sit idle while seeing everything happen. And so you have to speak up and use your platform for better change, or else it's entirely selfish. And I encourage everyone with a voice who can use it to speak up on what is going on. It's not performative. It is not some talent show sort of thing. You have to do it. It's public service.
Okay, so I got a little bit out of order because we got into it. We got into it
Okay.
early. But
I saw John Tester and I went crazy.
no, I'm glad. We love it. We're here for that. I wanna show you so here's when Noah first came on my radar
Let's
because
hear it.
you went pretty viral, and then you were on Scripps a bunch. You've been on Scripps a bunch, which I love, having worked there and now doing freelance stuff with them. But let's play this. So, this is
Because
when
I
I
want to go back on scripts, but I haven't heard from Tracy lately.
Oh, well, we'll take care of that, Noah. We'll take care of that for
Absolutely.
you. We'll do it
Absolutely.
next time I'm filling in, okay? But here is from the 2024 RNC. I was covering the RNC that year. And
DNC, DNC.
oh, this was the DNC.
Yes,
My
yes.
bad.
No, no.
Okay. Wait, why was okay. I have questions then after that. I thought this was the RNC. This is at the DNC. And
Lindell was at the DNC?
that's what I'm wondering. So hold on, let me play it. You walked Mike Lindell was there from My
He
Pillow. You walked
was.
right up to him and you asked him why he's denying the results of a free and fair election. Let's listen to this.
Talking about there was one. No. There was one down in Georgia. 3 Democrats.
I'm from Georgia.
Okay, there's 3 Democrats in Georgia, and there's summer of 22. She's a good friend of mine. She got 0 votes in her own
Who
precinct.
is it?
So, Brenda, I'm not telling you her last name.
I see.
But your sis. But let me
Yeah,
tell you,
no proof.
no, the proof. They looked into it in Georgia.
Okay.
Crooked Brad Rasmussen, your Republican Secretary of State.
Okay.
He looked into it and said, "Oh, it was a computer error."
Okay.
Now maybe you didn't see this in the news. Maybe you're not up on things. Alex.
Oh, I am. I'm up on
Alex
bankruptcy too.
Alex Haldeman with a ballpoint pen hacked into the machine in front of the judge and switched the whole election in front of her. Now that case is still in Georgia. She has not ruled on it.
No.
That's in your state. You want to know more in your state?
So
They're
your
just
source-
going 250.
Any source.
257,000 votes. This happened last week. A judge ruled in Georgia that are missing from the 2020 election. This just came out. You're behind.
So your source is trust me, bro. That's your source.
No, the source. It's in your papers in Georgia. You need to read the news.
You haven't given me any
You
last
need
name.
to read your news.
Okay, you went on to tell him, he's full of crap, which I appreciated. I'm sorry for our viewers that you had to listen to Mike Lindell yell like that for so long. I actually trimmed it down a little bit, but, like, Noah, that was impressive. I mean, did you have any idea that was gonna land the way it did?
Listen, no, because he's just rambling. And John, okay, sit with. So imagine there's an old guy and he's yelling and he makes no sense. And you've heard him for a long chunk of his career talk about how incompetent Joe Biden is. Meanwhile, I've understood multiple sentences Joe Biden has said and barely anything he's been able to say. So that clip is oh it's a great clip. Not because of what I was in Chicago at the DNC and I lost my suit. Clothes terrible, right? But that's not the
No,
point.
you were great, you were
Close
great.
terrible. Close terrible. But the point of the clip is that to combat misinformation, always combat misinformation at any opportunity, whether you have to do that face to face, whether this was a panel, no matter what, you always have to combat misinformation. That is your obligation as an American.
Damn, that's pretty good. I mean, I gotta tell you though, I mean, this guy's been on TV, at least in Montana, he's on TV, used to be a lot, not so much
Really.
anymore.
What,
He's
has
run
he learned from it?
isn't he run for governor in Minnesota or something?
He is
What
running for governor in Minnesota, and I would love to help Amy Klobuchar with her candidacy.
Oh, wait, this so hold on, I'm
I
the
sure would.
producer, and let's look at this. This is what you put out when he announced he's running. You said, "Minnesota, I've got it from here."
I use Twitter. I sure do. I sure do. I use Twitter. I sure do. I'll say
So,
that. I use Twitter.
but, like, you've done this with other people. Did you get nervous? Because I get like, it's uncomfortable for me to go be confrontational and, like, ask these questions of people, especially when they're not quite all
There.
there. So, like, were you nervous walking up to him and asking him that?
Maritza, you've got to be confrontational. You got to go up there and you got to go right as soon as I was told he was right there, I went right there. You have to go right there. And I knew that. And here's the great thing about the Democratic National Convention is that I knew when I was done with that, I can go upstairs with some great people I knew. I can go to the first floor. I can go get some United Center chicken tenders. And of three people I didn't meet at the DNC was Amy Klobuchar, Cory Booker, and John Tester. John Tester, where were you?
Oh.
I was I was running for reelection in Montana, and there was only maybe 3 votes there for Montana, so I had to focus on my constituents, okay?
That
We'll,
But
we'll
you're
have
right. Fair question, okay?
we'll
he's
have a
calling you out.
we'll have a talk about it soon enough, John Tester.
Alright.
Okay, so that was really incredible, Noah,
I
and,
appreciate it.
I mean, I have to say you have an advantage over me because, you're this, like, adorable young man who walks up to Mike Lindell, like, what's he gonna do? Like, I guess he did kinda yell at you. I
He's
guess he
weird. I mean,
well,
these
like,
guys are weird.
when you said, "Oh, I'm up to speed on your bankruptcy," that was
Yeah.
great job. You're quick
I
on the fly.
appreciate
What did you
Um
now stop, I missed that part. What did you ask him about his bankruptcy?
Well, he was, like, berating him, like, about not knowing the news, and
not being up on things, and I said I'm up on his personal things. It's fine though. It's fine though.
Okay, so, you have this podcast, and it's
I do.
called Now You Know,
Mhm.
and I'm not, like this isn't just, like, a normal podcast that a 14-year-old has. Your last guest of your most recent episode was Kamala Harris.
Mhm.
Just
Mhm.
you were with President Biden last week.
I was.
Just yesterday, you were with Mayor Pete Buttigieg,
Yes.
Secretary
Yes.
Buttigieg, and you put this
Yes.
out and you said that you're gonna be traveling the country this midterm cycle, listening to the people, like the secretary. So tell us about that. What do you have planned for this midterm cycle, Noah?
Yes, ma'am. So let me tell you, I think it is more important than ever to send people across the country to hear from voters about their dreams, their hopes, their fears. And because if I were in 2024 election, if I were going to places like Ohio with Sherrod Brown, Montana with John Tester, and I know I'm all on you, John Tester, but I mean it. And if going to Maryland for Angela also Brooks, if more people were on the ground helping these races and highlighting these little things, like the microaggressions of Tim Sheehy and the lack of experience across the board from him. If they were highlighting these things, then much better outcomes could happen across all elections. And I want to make sure that I am not lackluster going into the midterms, and I want to make sure I have everything needed. I'm supporting a guy named Jason Estevez for governor down here in Georgia. And if he doesn't make his primary, I'm not sure that we're going to win the election, even in this midterm. So I'm going all around the country to make sure these candidates win.
So, we need to get you to do a video
Yes.
to send to the DCCC, the DCCC, and the
Okay.
DC, and the DNC, because you, my friend, at age 14 years of age, are absolutely correct. If you go to places and talk about people's dreams, hopes, and fears, and talk about what Democrats stand for, you're going to make some major inroads into those places, because right now
Yes.
Democrats aren't showing up in many of those places. Now Ohio's different because Sherrod's there, and
Yes.
Montana was different, but now I'm out of the circle.
Yeah. Don't
But
say that, John. It hurts me. It hurts me. Don't say
no,
that.
no, I know. That's true. But the bottom line is you are 100% correct, and it applies to everything. If you show up, if you don't show up, you will never get those people's votes. If you do show up, you might get those people's votes.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to message to people. You have to say, there's Democrats like John Tester that fought to raise the minimum wage. There's Democrats for workers. There's Democrats like John Tester that fights for workers' rights. Democrats like John Tester that keeps our food clean and keeps our food safe that we need to protect in the Senate. This was, I think, 2 weeks before the DNC. I found an old tweet of me replying to John Tester.
Oh, no.
I never got my reply back, but that's okay.
No, somebody got fired over that when they didn't reply back.
Never got or a follow John Tester. I never got a follow back.
Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
I'll fix that today. I'll fix
I
that
appreciate
today,
it,
though.
bro. It's
That is
they
political malpractice. No wonder I lost. I mean,
no,
hey,
John.
Okay, so, while you're on, like, let's talk about
Yeah.
what Democrats need to do to reach
Yes.
young kids. We've talked about this a lot. We talked about it with Governor Tim Walz last summer,
Mhm.
when we talked to him about, Turning Point having this massive influence over young people in this country. And, so what's the equivalent on the Democratic side? Like, what do the Democrats need to do? What is the messaging? What does your generation care about?
Yeah. Let me be clear. It is harmful to say that it is enough to get a certain TikToker or a certain mute pop star to make an endorsement. Now, let me tell you, I have always said that is a very important step in an election, but it is incomplete, more to say that they don't care about things like the minimum wage. It's incomplete to say they don't care about things like workers' rights, owning a home, and things like that. So messaging, like the senator said, messaging, and another thing, do not be ashamed of those TikTokers and those pop stars and people like that people listen to. Don't be ashamed to send them out on the campaign trail. Kamala Harris did not lose because of anybody's endorsement, yet alone someone who people listen to's endorsement. I never understood that logic. But what I will say is that if we send people like that across the country, speaking to young people and messaging our agenda as Democrats, the influence would be so it would be wonderful.
so I am not 14. I'm not even
Yes.
25.
Yes.
And I always bring up things like healthcare and the national debt. Am I just way off base here?
No, I don't think you are because at this very moment, we need to be messaging to people all over that we care about these things, and we're not just and so here's what we need to do. Here's my strategy I've been doing for a minute now. I've been saying that the Republicans are the culture war people and Democrats are worried about the basic issues. And that's the fact of the matter these days is that Democrats are focused on things like minimum wage, healthcare, abolishing the filibuster so we can get things done, and Republicans are worried about bathrooms and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
So
Can I ask him? You got another serious question for him?
no, no,
Serious
I think
question.
we're
Let's.
gonna
Who's the favorite interview you've ever done, and why?
Ooh, that is a great question. Okay. So every time I'm on, I'm not just saying this. Every time I'm on scripts, I have such a great time. But I don't love this. This will be one of them for sure. But here's the thing about the other interviews. I don't love the interviews where it's just like where it's just like look where they're like this, where it's like a novelty chat. It's so like it's confusing to me because do you want me to talk about the Democrats' message or do you want to ask me what I do for fun?
Yeah.
So if it's one or the other, then that's okay. But when they're 1 second, they're like, "How do you feel about the national debt nearly reaching 40 trillion?" And the next minute, they're like, "Why are you worried about this? What do you do for fun?" And I'm like, "Let's have a separate conversation about that." But
Uh-oh, but we're
favorite
gonna
interview,
transition into that, Noah. We're gonna
we're gonna have
transition into
such a
that.
great conversation about that. But the weird interviews are when they get right into that. But I usually have a lot of fun on scripts. But besides that, variety is always really kind.
But what's your
Um,
favorite interview that you've conducted
that I've conducted.
on
Okay.
your podcast?
Well, usually guests are hard to coordinate. And I need to find guests for every week. And I have to do it. I have to. And it's always challenging because you got schedules and all that. But the most simple one, you won't believe it, was Kamala Harris. And I've known her for a minute, and she is wonderful. John Tester, how many times have you gotten to meet Kamala Harris and work with her and collaborate with her?
I served within the Senate, and her office was
Yes,
right below mine. So when I dribbled a
really.
basketball on the floor, she would always call up and say, "What the hell are you doing up there?" Um, you know, I,
True?
she. Oh, that's a fact, by the way. She was a skilled legislator.
Maritza's shocked. She's mind blown.
I need her to come on the show and talk about that. Like, I really
Yes,
do. I really
Yeah,
do.
yes,
well, you gotta do something. I mean, it's the
yes.
Senate, for God's sakes. You gotta try to do some things normal. So I had a basketball, and I'd dribble it around, and not that I was that good at it, but then the
There we go.
phone the phone would ring and she'd ask who just hit the ground multiple times. So it's tough.
Are you okay? That's her thing. Are you
Are you
okay?
okay? Yeah, exactly right. And then,
Um,
we worked on some legislation. So I've met her, a bunch of times because she was in the Senate, and I served with her.
Yeah, so that's probably gotta be the my favorite I've conducted. And I have to ask a favor, everyone watching, please go leave a review. Because I heard it's gonna be really mad at me this season if I can't gather enough reviews and downloads. So please, everyone.
ooh, I just did that last night, Noah, actually. I did
I
that last night
appreciate
for
it.
you.
I greatly
And when
appreciate it.
you need a guest, when you're, like, in need of a guest, I have a feeling I know a farmer in Montana who might be willing to come on.
That was gonna be my end question.
Yeah.
And I would that would be so crazy. That would be insane.
So I got a better idea. No, you
What's
just
that?
we'll do it from the tractor.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that would be crazy. I gotta come back. I gotta come to Montana.
So,
Big
you gotta
Sandy.
come to Montana.
Big
We're
Sandy.
gonna we'll get you on the campaign trail here because there
Yes.
are a lot of
Yes.
races happening here,
I
and we'll
wanted the
do a
senator to run
podcast.
for District 1.
You what?
I wanted you to run for District 1.
Oh, no, no, I don't live in that district.
How far is it from you?
It's, oh, shit, 106 a little over 160 miles.
160 miles. Big Sandy. I gotta come to Big Sandy.
Well,
Yeah,
people were saying they wanted him to run for Senate again, Noah,
I did too, but
and then
that's asking for too
governor.
much.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah, okay, so,
No fun, John Tester. No fun.
that's right.
Charlemagne the God called you a future governor of Georgia, is that true?
That is true. I saw that, but I think I wouldn't say that is an endorsement because Charlemagne is very confrontational.
Okay.
So he will do an interview process style thing, closer to if I launch a campaign. So
But
that's, don't
but
take that as an endorsement.
here's the deal.
What's the deal?
This is what you're up to now, right? Like, you're
Yes.
14, you're
Yeah.
gonna be 15 this year. This
Mhm.
is like, you just interviewed Kamala Harris for your
Yeah.
podcast, and you call her
Mhm.
auntie, which
That's
tells me you
exactly
guys
right.
are close. So, if you're doing this now, what do you see yourself doing when you're, like, I don't know, 35?
Yeah. So I think that both of the people on here are representative of amazing things you can do in politics. But mainly, I want to make sure that Democrats win the midterms. So that is so far away. But I just
That's
really
your
want to make sure
focus
we
right
win
now.
these midterms. Yes, and I want to make
Yeah,
sure that we win these primaries. And I have a question for both of you is how can I do more? Because right now I feel
Mm.
silent. I feel absolutely silent. I'm not getting involved in the primaries I need to get more involved in the primaries. I need to speak to more of the candidates. Tell me what I can do more, please.
It is a smart 14-year-old that understands that you look at the short-term stuff, and then what happens after that, you move in politics because, that's what happens. I'm gonna tell you what I would do. You're getting to be fairly well known, okay? You can't do all the races, okay? I would pick a few races in the House and a few races in the Senate and write their campaign, say, check out my website, check out my podcast, and I would love to be able to add value to your campaign in some way. Get back to me and let me know how you can use me. And oh, by the way, all I want is I just want my room paid for, or I just want a box of Cracker Jacks, whatever it is.
Senator, these
Whatever it
campaigns are cheap. They won't even do the Cracker Jacks. Like,
is.
I'll go and help them, and it'll come from me. That's the
Okay.
problem.
Well, then that's good. I mean, then you can say, you know what? It doesn't cost you a damn thing. I'm going to be there and I'm going to work my butt off because I believe in whoever it is, Sherrod Brown
Yes.
or John Ossoff or whoever it might be. Okay.
Or John Tester for governor of Montana.
Yeah. I gotta tell you.
Pressure's on.
Now, who the hell put
Pressure.
that in your head? I want to know.
John Tester for something, please.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm ahead of my, what's the name of that outfit you live in? A community? What is it called?
I've been trying.
Municipality.
I will be president of my housing. What's that called?
Oh no,
Oh, HOA. Your
I want him
HOA.
to be president of my HOA. That's what I told him. Yeah.
That's it. And I'll be president of my HOA because I'm the only my wife and I it's joint custody of our HOA. Okay.
I don't know. Sean might have something to say
Well,
about
that's
that.
true too. In which case, we'll put him in as president.
Yeah, that's right.
I will
Okay,
endorse John Tester and Charlotte for president of the HOA.
There you
okay.
go.
I
So
sure will.
Noah, do you have a dream guest that you're dying to get on your show?
Okay. Dream guest. As of right now, the dream guest that is sort of hard to find, sort of hard to get in touch with, but would be a really wonderful guest. Are you ready?
I don't know if I can handle this.
Are you ready?
Well, I'm ready.
I am not quite sure, but I have a whole season to go and I need to find more. No, I really wish I had an answer, and I do, but I don't want to make it. I want to make it grand. And I really cannot think of it, but I have so many more episodes to go
Okay.
this season. I have to find more. Oh yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Tim Walz. Tim Walz is amazing. He's always been wonderful.
Oh,
I just never stayed in contact with him.
well, we can help with that.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
She's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Ha-
I'm
Timmer's
from Minnesota.
yeah.
So I thought you were born in Minnesota, not
I am.
I didn't know you had any roots in Minnesota.
Yeah, I was born and raised there. I live in Montana now. I'm in DC a lot.
DC a lot.
Okay.
She's got a friend in Minnesota that is just crazy. I'm just gonna tell you, she's insane.
There we go. I hope
She's
you're not
orange
talking
skin.
about Angie
She's
Craig, in
orange
which
skin.
I'm supporting Peggy Flanagan.
Oh, yeah. Well, Peggy Flanagan went to my high school, Noah.
Peggy Flanagan is wonderful. I am supporting her all the way.
Yeah, that's
All the way.
gonna be a tough primary. There's a lot of tough
It is.
primaries.
I'm
Okay.
feeling John Tester, or who are you supporting there?
Boy, he really puts you on the spot right away. I don't know Peggy Flanagan. I know the other lady's name, which I forget right
Angie
now.
Craig.
Angie Craig.
Angie Craig. I like Angie Craig a lot, but I have not endorsed. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's
Okay.
it's a and they've wanted us to there's several primaries in Montana that they've wanted us to endorse.
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
Do it.
Probably won't in most of them.
There we go.
There will be one I probably will endorse in. But bottom line is you're 100% correct. There's a lot of good people out there that are willing to run and willing to sacrifice to be in the House, the Senate, and governorship and county commissioners and all sorts of other jobs out there. And people do need to pick a horse and support them. So
Yeah.
that they primaries are hard.
And I'm
Yeah.
gonna add, because I'm seeing this real time, pick a horse, but don't berate the people who are supporting or running against your horse,
That's
because
right.
after the primary, folks, there's a
Everybody's
general election, and the infighting I'm seeing, it just drives me crazy.
That is absolutely a great point. I wonder if that was inspired by my remarks during the DNC chair race.
No, it wasn't.
Okay,
It
okay.
But
wasn't.
no,
I got scared.
Nope.
but did you say that, Noah? Is that what you said?
I said that the opponent DNC chair candidates were not as amazing as mine. How about that?
Okay. Well, I think that's
Let's
okay,
put it
but
that way.
Okay.
there's a line of being,
And I said a little more. I love
It's
Martin O'Malley. He's a great guy.
that's okay, because what you're saying is those others are good, mine's better. It's when you say,
I did not quite say those others are good. On scripts as well. This is on script.
I
No,
need
I
to
did
go watch
not
that.
love on the opponents.
I
okay,
need to go watch
I
that.
did
That's
I did
okay,
not quite
Noah.
love thy neighbor.
That's okay, but in this moment right now where we are at, seeing what we're seeing and everything playing out, we have some important primaries, and you gotta back the person you're gonna back, but you also can't burn down the other person because, there's gonna be a general. I
There's
think
gonna
the
be a
DNC
general. I
the
always think
DNC
that.
chair is a little bit different, but there's gonna be a general that you need people to get behind, and I've seen this play out many ways. 2016 sticks with me, though. Okay, so you still have fun, you find fun everywhere, you're gonna come to Montana, we're gonna do a show, we're gonna get you on the tractor. I still haven't been on the tractor, so maybe it can be a joint thing.
listen, Noah, you can come on the tractor. I'm drawing the line there, though.
Hey!
I don't want my tractor to blow up. I mean,
Oh my gosh. Okay, but here's my
That's
other
what's
question.
up.
You go to California a lot.
Yeah.
Do you like Disneyland?
So here's the thing. I love Orange County.
Uh-huh.
I've never been. Ever.
you know who you're talking to, Noah? You know who you're talking to?
What's that?
You were talking to the queen of Disneyland right there. The
So
queen of
here's what
Disney.
we want to do, right? Let's figure this thing out. I want to go to Disneyland. I want to go to Disney World. So tell me about Disneyland and Disney World. Tell me about this whole thing.
Well, okay. I would like to go with you to both.
Yes, please.
So let's do this because I am
Please.
like one of my friends sent this to me for my birthday. This is my name as a
Yeah.
Disneyland sign. That's how much
Yes.
of a Disney nerd
Yes.
I am. Okay. So,
And Maritza, let me tell you, the road trip, the idea of a road trip from Atlanta to Orlando, it's like the road. I've been to Atlanta to that part of Florida before. It is, it's crazy. It's
okay.
insane.
So we're gonna do this, and
Yeah,
I would love to be your guide at
please.
both or. Okay, you just tell me because I think we could have a lot of fun, and it's a great.
Absolutely.
That's where my favorite place to go dissociate.
And we're gonna bring your son, and it's gonna be amazing. It
Oh
really is.
yeah,
It's
he's
gonna be
all
great.
in. Yeah, he's
It's
all
gonna be
in, and
great.
maybe we'll get John Tester to join us. Come on,
So
Tester,
that would be insane. Could you imagine John Tester in California or Florida
with you on a
with
roller
me
coaster.
on a roller coaster?
No, no, no. On the California Dreamin' or whatever the name of it.
No, no, no.
Have
It's
you
called the Incredicoaster now, Senator.
have
Credit.
you been to California,
Streaming.
John Tester? So one time I've thought in my head, it's like, what does John Tester do in DC? That's how much I was thinking about John Tester in 2024, 2025.
Oh my
What does
god.
John Tester do in a place like DC?
I
I
have I
wo
have some new information about this. I've actually seen this firsthand, but you go ahead, Senator. What do you do for fun in DC?
I worked,
Yeah.
then, I drank a pop and smoked a cigar some nights, okay?
Like,
Most of the
I
time it
would
was work. Truthfully, I'm actually a very boring person, though.
There we go.
don't have a lot of hobbies, so I just work.
So have you ever been to California?
Yes, and I've been to Disneyland,
You
and
have.
I've been to Disney World too, 'cause, we would take when one of our kids graduated from high school, and now it's when one of our grandkids graduated from high school, we try to go to one or the other. But I am not
bet you're
I'm not an addict like some people on this podcast
Like
just
some people, so that's
yeah.
World, right? That's Disney
that's
World.
World. but here's Disneyland. I've got buttons all over the
So which
place.
one's better, Hunter? Which one's better?
Okay, it just depends. I used to be
Yeah.
diehard Disney World.
Yeah.
Disney World was my park, but I
Yeah.
have since become a Disneyland lover. I love Disneyland. It's the original park. It's the OG. It's smaller. Like at first, I'm like, well, this is smaller. Disney World's so much bigger,
Yeah.
but that's actually the charm. It's the park that Walt Disney, that was his baby. That was his dream. He actually was there. He never was at Disney World because he died before it was finished. There's just a lot. So I love them both. That being said, Epcot is amazing, and that's only at Disney World. My favorite
I wanna
yeah,
go.
that my favorite theme park ride ever is at Epcot, and it's the Guardians of the Galaxy
Do they
No,
car.
have roller
I
coasters in
I just
Montana?
no, that we have county and state fairs, and multiple state fairs, even though there's one state. But I just want to tell our listeners that this podcast could go on for 3 or 4 hours with brief about Disneyland. Just want to let you know it will
Absolutely.
never end.
These are all Disneyland posters, Noah, behind me,
Oh
like,
my goodness, you're
like,
obsessed.
OG.
I
I'm
wanna get
obsessed
John
with full on.
I gotta get John Tester a Disney poster, a big old Disney poster put
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
office.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will I don't wanna bore everybody because I can talk about
Absolutely.
Disneyland forever, but, anything else, Senator, that we need to grill Noah about, or maybe that he needs to grill you about? He's thrown you some hard questions.
Well, I mean, I'll give him one more, but I just want to say to you, Noah, I don't know what your mom is like,
You'll
but
see her in Montana.
she's raised a good boy here
I
that
appreciate it.
that is involved in making his community a better place, which, by the way, should be the priority to everybody. Um, uh, and making a better place for everyone, not just for certain people, but for everyone. And so we appreciate you, man.
Thank you very, very much, Senator Tester. My question to you is, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Can you follow me back on Twitter?
Can I
I will
follow you on Twitter?
I will go take
Yes.
care of it right now. I'm gonna let me just clue you in. John Tester, have you ever logged in to Twitter on your own, sir?
He doesn't use Twitter.
No.
John Tester, what do you do?
No, I had a Twitter account. I had a
You
Facebook
still
account,
do. You still
but it
do.
was
You
but it
still
was run
do.
run by somebody else, to be
So
honest
what
with
do
you.
you so what do you like to do for fun before we leave off here?
I told you I work. I don't really. I mean, as you can tell, I like to eat. I like to have good food.
What do you like
I
to
like
eat?
I like to visit. I like to visit with my family and
What do you like
friends,
to eat?
or I should say friend. But what do I like to eat?
Yeah.
Look, it depends on what the meal is. If it's breakfast, I prefer French toast.
Mhm.
If it's lunch, I like a nice beef or ham sandwich. If it's supper, I'm pretty ambidextrous here. I could eat steak, I can eat lob, I can eat shrimp, roast beef, any of that stuff. But I'm a carnivore. Okay, so my meals tend to revolve around some sort of meat, except for breakfast.
Except for breakfast. Well, Senator, I'm very thankful. Maritza, thank you so very much. I ask of the listener, please leave me a review and stream the episodes. Even if you're not listening, just leave it open because I want a season 2. It would be great. It would be really great. So please
He's a
leave a review.
marketer. He's a marketer.
There we
Maybe
go.
you could bar marketing, Noah,
There we
man.
go. Please let me. We're gonna
Yeah.
post this episode and these clips all over social media. Hopefully they don't take anything I said out of context. So we're gonna have a great time
No,
with it.
I think it was awesome. I
I
think it was
think so
awesome.
too.
People are loving you on our live right now, and, we just are so we're impressed. I cannot wait to just follow what you do.
And I
You know
can't
what I
wait
can't
to
wait
follow you guys to Montana.
I can't wait to live long enough to find out what this dude's doing. He's like the Tiger Woods of politics. I
That's
mean,
right.
15 years from now, this dude's gonna be ripping it up on some nightly show or podcast or however the hell we're consuming our news. I'm telling you.
There we go. I appreciate it,
Oh.
guys. Thank you,
Wait,
thank
wait,
you.
I have one more. Do you
Yes.
have, like is there some place you wanna go to college right now?
So here's the thing. I still gotta look into it. I want to leave the state because I don't love Georgia. A lot of people here will tell you I don't love the state of Georgia. There's not much to
Oh,
do
okay.
here. Atlanta's not really a great city. I don't know how much
I
the
love Atlanta.
I don't. Again, another thing that comes to my head, what would John Tester do in Atlanta? I don't know. I
Oh, I
don't know.
know.
I'd go to Warnock's church. That's what
What
Yep,
up,
he'd
shirt?
go
There
to
you
he'd
go.
go to Ebenezer Baptist, and
You
he
go to
would go
Ebony.
to a Braves game,
A Braves.
and yeah, I can think
And
of it.
I would do
I,
that too.
I don't love Atlanta. I don't know how much the mayor really likes me. I know the mayor of Los Angeles loves me. She's wonderful, Karen Bass. But that's the truth about Atlanta. I don't love it. So anywhere outside of the state, I'm happy to go to. But I love the coastal elitist is what the coastal elite
Oh,
places. Yes.
well, you know where Senator Tester is teaching this semester?
Where? Where?
Georgetown.
In the in New York.
No, in DC, in DC.
DC.
In DC.
Yeah,
Goodness
and
gracious. Yeah.
I think that maybe the Institute of Politics, there might be a great place for you to land, Noah.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Well, that I'll give it some thought. I really will. I really
Okay,
will. I'll give it some
alright.
thought, and we're gonna review together. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Noah. Have a
John Tester.
wonderful week.
see you,
Bye.
Noah.
All
Take
righty.
care,
Thank
buddy.
you, Maritza. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks,
Thanks for
Noah.
being.
What a
My
great
God,
kid.
I gotta
Um,
I gotta tell you, man, the kid's got a mind. I'll tell you that.
oh, yeah. People want him
It
to come to Montana. Um, I have to share this with you, Senator, because, Mary Mo says in our chat that you will always be a friend, John. You gave us 18 years and more before that. I know you've been under some fire recently, so that warms my heart to see that.
No, 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 I'm not under fire. You might be reading all that stuff that I never get on to read, so I don't know that I'm under fire, so I'm not under fire. But Mary Mo is a great person, a
Yeah.
great educator,
Yes.
and somebody that, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for. She also
I just
served me.
saw her this week. She was at that senior forum I go to.
Yeah, she's a good person, for
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Comes from a good family, from an incredibly, family has a lot of legacy, I'll just tell you that. Just amazing.
So that was quite a conversation. What an impressive kid.
Yeah, no, like I said, we're renting this place from people like him, so we got
Yeah,
to, make sure when we're talking about folks serving in public office, that we're empowering that generation to be the best they can be like our parents and grandparents did for us.
yeah, absolutely. All right, any final thoughts?
Nothing other than, things continue to happen without any checks and balances, and it tends to drive me crazy, and I know there's people that say, "John, you cuss too much." But what the fuck am I supposed to do? I mean, truthfully, this is an insane time in this country's history. I have been told we've been here before, and I hope we're strong enough to come out of this, and it's gonna take people's voices to make sure that that happens, because when you have the head of the chair of the FCC saying, "If you don't report news the way I see it as my position as chair of the FCC, then I'm gonna revoke your license to do business." That is it's a bridge too far, man. That's a bridge too far, and we've seen it over and over and over again with this administration, where and people say, "Well, they're there to break norms, that's a good thing." No, they're breaking the law. That's the norms they're breaking, and if people don't stand up and say, "Stop," they're gonna continue until, they come after you, and that's a fact.
Tom Tom says, "If you're not cussing, you're not aware of what's going on around us." Um,
Yeah.
I thought, like, going back to where we started with that movie I watched last night, that was one of the themes too. They talked about controlling the press, controlling the media, controlling the narrative, shutting down, political opposition, and imprisoning people who spoke out in any kind of opposition, in Germany and then beyond. And so that's deeply concerning to me as a journalist. It's deeply concerning to me as a human. We need to really, really be paying attention right now. And what I would say is, and I should have said this to Noah, what more can we be doing? You gotta be talking to people. If you're worried about this, you gotta be telling people, I'm worried about this, and here's why.
I don't think you have to tell him that. I mean, this is a 12-year-old kid then that walks up to Mike Lindell, who's a fully grown adult, might not act like one he is, and hits him up about elections. I think that's a pretty ballsy move in my book.
Well,
Pretty
bold and brave. Sandy watched Nuremberg last night too. Yes, Sandy, that's what I did last night, and it was really impactful for sure. Okay, we have a big week coming up. You're traveling, but On Wednesday, we are part of something with Blue Amp Media. That's where Ellie Leonard lives, over in Blue Amp Media. Ellie Leonard, our friend who has been just tirelessly digging through the Epstein files. If you have not listened to our episode with Ellie Leonard, who also has deep Montana connections, please go do so. She is just so brilliant, so hardworking, so kind. She's a great person. So go check that out. But on Wednesday, they are doing like this 12-hour Substack Live-a-Palooza or something along those lines. And we are going to be joining them on Wednesday at, let me get this right, 2:30 Eastern. So, no, 12:30 Eastern. 12:30 Eastern,
That's
right?
better. That's what I've
Oh,
got in my book is 12:30 Eastern Time,
12:30 Eastern.
10:30 Mountain Eastern Daylight Time.
That's right. So that's on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. On Thursday, we have a couple of things. So first of all, we are going to be on um, a show, and the show is basically it's called "What Needs to Be Said," and so that's going to be kind of the question, Senator, for us. What needs to be said? So I have a feeling I know what your word might be, but I'll give you some time to think about it.
Yeah, thanks. I've got a lot of things that need to be said, okay?
So that's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Thursday night. And then right after that, we will be live in Helena with your buddies, former Governor Mark Roscoe, who also happens to be the former chair of the RNC, and former Representative Steve Bullock. So there's going to be a panel. We're going to chat with them before that panel, but we will be there live. And I'm looking forward to another live event with those guys.
That'll be fun. At least I think it's gonna be fun. We'll see. But that'll be a round table on the state of democracy. So that'll be interesting.
All right, hats. What do you have?
This was given to me just this last week by a DAV driver. Now the DAV has vans and they give veterans rides to
Oh,
doctor's appointments. And this the drivers are volunteer. They have to jump through a lot of hoops to be able to become a volunteer driver, which is something we tried to fix while I was in there, and hopefully they're still trying to fix if they don't have it fixed. And this they gave me this hat to wear, so I did. And on the back, it has "Thank a Vet," which is pretty cool. You can see that, I think.
oh, I love that. Thank a veteran.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
so it's pretty cool. Yep. And we appreciate the folks who drive those vans, and we appreciate the DAV for providing the vans, and appreciate the vets who use them. So it's all good.
I just want to say that I don't think we've shown this, but this hat is one that Heather Cox Richardson sent us a couple hats. So this is one
Good.
she sent, and we love it.
And I've
You
got a blue one, and I think we should wear it here coming up. Maybe I'll wear it when I go to Helena. That's what I'll do.
Ooh, that's a good idea. You should. Yeah,
Yeah.
wear it when we go to Helena, and we're talking with Heather because there's a lot of stuff happening with campaign finance, and she's been pretty fired up. So we're trying to work on something there, but we'll
Yeah.
we'll keep you in the loop.
She's spot on. One of the big problems we've got in this country right now is that the billionaires are running the show, and they're running the elections too. And it's all because we got a screwed up tax system with too many carves outs for the rich, and ending up with a $40 billion, $40 trillion debt, and the list keeps going on and on and on.
All right, folks. Well, I want to say thank you to our guest, just incredible young guy, Knowa De Baraso, host of Now You Know. Go follow him. But I already followed him on your behalf on Twitter, Senator. I already took
Thank you,
care of
thank
that.
you,
That's
thank you.
done. Go follow him, check out his podcast, review it, give him some love because he's really doing a lot of great work and such an impressive young man. We want to thank Pearl Jam for letting us use their music and the audio version of this podcast. We want to thank all of you who joined us on this Sunday morning and commented. It feels so great to have this live interaction, this live engagement. Like it really feels like we're part of something in this community. And I love that part of this. So thank you all.
Before we go, I just want to say one thing. We always thank Pearl Jam. We use them at the beginning, we use them at the end. They're letting us use their music for no charge. We appreciate that because those guys are out there fighting for right too every day. And so we thank Pearl
Right.
Jam for a number of reasons, including the fine music they put out. Tally ho.